Hello, everybody. It is early morning. I think I am finding it kind of pleasing to do this in the early morning, although it does make it a bit of a rush when I have to get to work soon after. And that's okay. I have my super hot coffee, and this morning I thought, what mug should I pull out to show the gang? So you are the gang. I don't know if you knew that. I didn't know that until just a few moments ago. So here we are. Welcome to Sure by Dabbles. Largely, I show you flip throughs of my Hobonichi Cousin. It is the end of 2024. I am excited to soon do an entire year flip through, but I also still like having my little months chunked out, you know? And I'd imagine that the year one is just going to be a quick flip. So if you really like the chatty stuff and going through things and just listening to me talk and tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life and how I'm feeling and thinking and what I'm doing in my planners and what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, then stick around for these flip throughs because I find them to be quite enjoyable and fun and pleasing to do. And I like my coffee. I like it better when it's warm. I will try to remember to take a sip. Today, we are going to go through September 2024. It is getting chunky. I absolutely love it. It is actually December when I'm filming this. We're almost done with the year, almost done. It's pretty wild. And next year in 2025, I'm going to be using the Avec Cousins, which are just 6 months each. And that means that I will have free reign to get them as fat as I please. So I'm excited to find out what I'm going to be doing when January comes around. Right now, we're going to focus on September. So let's get to it, huh? Yeah. So on my cover, I don't know if I pointed out that I added some little tiny coffee washi stickers. My cool moth sticker, this was given to me by my massage therapist earlier in the year. She no longer lives here. She's all the way out in Hawaii. I still love it. I did take this out of the cover probably around the beginning of August, I think. It was just getting too big for the cover and heavy. And it was a nice leather cover, pretty thick. Let's see if I have it accessible to show you. So this is the cover that I had it in. I bought it on Etsy. I love how worn and great it looks. And that's it. That's what it is. And I would use the pen loop every now and then. I might put the Avex in here. I don't know. I really do enjoy the clear covers that you can get. You use the Midori A5 for the Avex. If you decide to have an actual larger cousin, I have learned through experience to get the larger Midori A5 Codex clear cover because I eventually got what looked like a split spine because it was getting so thick that it was kind of forced itself on itself in the regular Midori A5 cover. So take note. Boy, this feels really, really good. All right. So on the outside, I have some fabric tape here, just some rando stickers in the back. This owl duct tape is actually to help hold in this page keeper. It is meant for a cousin, but it is also meant to go in the back of a book cover. So you would put it in the back of the cover on your cousin. The cover itself, the pocket would hold it, and then you could use this to hold your pages down. I do like this a lot, actually, and I used it especially more during the year when you wanted to just hold the spot that you were at in your dailies and you could pop it open, or in your weeklies, whichever you prefer, of course. Inside, I have just a bunch of random stickers. For much of the year, this wasn't decorated in any way. I wouldn't even call this decorated, to be clear and honest. I just like plopping things in there. I'm a big fan of the sort of messy artistic look, you know. This is an old scrapbooking not insert. It's a sticker, you know. Oh, geez, Louise. It sticks inside. It's an envelope that sticks inside at the top, but a pocket. So you can put all sorts of random stuff in here that you think you might use frequently or that you just, you know, want to use the pocket for and you don't use it as much as you want. For instance, I was really inspired in January to do yoga, and I can tell you just by counting how many yoga stickers I used, how many times I did yoga. So be careful what you purchase. I'll put this in my next one too, in the hopes that 2025 will be better for doing yoga. And then on the inside cover page, I did finally put in my Sure by Dapple's name and my real name, Kristen, so that I can get this back should I ever lose it. Although how I would ever lose a tome this large, I do not know. Some old vintage stickers that I got from Amazon. I don't use the at a glance very frequently. The dark blue was to denote days I get off at work, which really is not that much. January to May is a true slog. And then I highlighted days that I have my son, who I share custody with his father. And that's just supposed to be a good at a glance. I did it to be an at a glance. I never look at it. We'll see. We'll see how 2025 goes, if I'm going to better utilize the various pages. You know what might help me actually utilize the pages more is if I used tabs. I don't use tabs in my book at all, but I can see the appeal of using them at some point. I just haven't. When we go to the yearly index, I use these boxes. I changed it throughout the year, but now I was using them to mark workouts, and I just put orange for when I do my workouts. I do the pink for when I do yoga. I would do yellow for when I started walking, and I have been working out, but I haven't updated this right here. I also use the 365 grid at the very back, which we'll get to when we get there. So September is the month that I noted I had my kiddo 14 days, and I should get 50%. So I started tracking it because I was feeling like, this isn't working. I'm not getting my days. And then I also noted how many times I worked out that month, which was 14 times that month. I will note birthdays here, big appointments if I have them. It was my son's birthday. We went to Ohio. Sometimes I would note what type of workout I did. I really love and appreciate the Olivia Lawson workouts on YouTube. And I did a boxing workout, it looks like. And then I also noted on the pages what I may have written about in the dailies. So on the 27th in September, I wrote out like a plot embryo page. I don't think I am always consistent with that. September 24th, my son was diagnosed with a cancer. And fortunately, it was a low-grade cancer. And we just have to schedule surgery to remove the cancer, which happened in October, and then you can see right away he ended up in the hospital because there were some complications, and it was a bit harrowing. My poor kiddo, but he was absolutely amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. I could not be more impressed with how he had handled everything. But that kind of threw me for a loop, you know. And it was done by an oral surgeon, and for some reason that did not feel comforting. I wanted to hear that kind of news from a doctor who would be more aware of his whole body health and not just the health that's in his mouth. Now, I say that without knowing what type of education oral surgeons get. I assume it's just in the mouth. But when you hear cancer in a kiddo who is just turned 16, you get a little bit like, I want the Star Trek treatment on my child, please. So, yeah, so that's what happened. That's what happened. And we're going to go into more stuff next. So in the monthly pages, I also highlight the days that I had my dude. I started tracking down here when he would actually be here. His football schedule did throw a bit of a loop into our schedule because some days he would actually have to start practicing at 6 o'clock in the morning before school even started, and then again in the afternoon. I think it's absolutely insane, the kind of schedule that we put on kids in football. So these, I also note all of the appointments I had. I wonder if just mentioning out loud that my son got that cancer has all of a sudden made me feel all that tension all over again. What a bummer. What a bummer. He's good now, by the way. I really should mention that. The cancer is gone. They have double-checked it. He will be checked every 3 months by fabulous doctors and a whole team at Hershey Children's Medical Center. And I could not be more happy with all of the follow-ups that they're going to be doing for him. And because he's so young for getting this type of cancer, they put all of his work in front of a board at Hershey to review so that they can all determine together as a team if he should get more follow-up scans or tests or anything else. And I'm really happy about that. I also am really hoping that no other cancer ever comes back. So think that with me, please. Just put that out in the universe. That would be most appreciated. Love you all. So let's see, what do we got here? 5-year Techo on sale. That's the day that I ended up getting my gift set 5-year Techo from Hobonichi, and just all of my appointments. So this is what I use my monthlies for. I do like decorating around the edges of these monthlies. At the end of the month pages here, you do get extra pages in the Hobonichi, and I had decided that, let's see, there's December. So I hadn't figured out anything yet to use January for. I still want to use it before the year is out. So I just have like a little plan ahead stuff, but I did have an idea of what I wanted to do here, and it might just be pictures from throughout the year that I want to highlight. So maybe like one picture from each month throughout the year. I might just print them out and put them on this page. Here I had some, pen Tombow marker swatches. And then this is a pen I got from Hershey Med's gift shop. When I ended up going to the hospital, I didn't know I was going to be there. My son had to go to the emergency room, and we just rushed to the emergency room. And from there, he was transferred to the hospital, and I didn't go home again for 8 days. I just slept on the chair in the hospital room and used a pen from the gift shop, which had 10 colors on it. It was pretty fun. I did a short video showing I can link to it here, showing what I did with that pen for that spread. It was kind of fun, to still be able to make things work and use my planner as a little bit of therapy and creative release, and just still get things out and market the event. One day I decided I was going to take samples of my washi and put them in my planner, and the page feels really cool. Actually, it feels almost like a soft cover of a book. It feels neat to do this. I highly recommend this just because it also felt a little bit meditative to do it, just to sit there on the couch and just spread all your washi around and see how it all looks together. These little thin ones was kind of a pain, but also fun to do. So let's get into the September weeks. In my August flip through, you did see the first day of September. This is when I was doing my Hobonichi order, and if you were out there also doing it, congratulations if you got something. And eventually I did. I worked for 3 hours with just the Hobonichi site. I think it was the stores open at 10 o'clock or 10:30 at night in my time, Eastern Seaboard, etc. And it wasn't even 30 seconds that the store was open. I had everything in my cart because I knew exactly what I wanted, and I was hitting the checkout button, and everything was already bupkis. Everything was a huge mess. It was chaotic. It was crazy, and I just kept doing it. I kept doing it. All the Facebook groups were going absolutely insane. And then finally it had to have been 2 or 3 in the morning. I decided I was going to do my order through Amazon, and I may be wrong on those times. I did in my unboxing for Hobonichi, which I will also link right here. I went through all the details, but I ended up ordering from Amazon Japan, which was an interesting experience. I had never actually ordered from another international Amazon, so you had to open a whole different account to get the order in. They didn't have everything I wanted, but I was really, really surprised by the prices. They just seemed so much less than what I had paid even for this Hobonichi. So I made that order, but then the next morning I saw some people say I was able to get through on the Hobonichi site and actually get what I wanted. And I had never ordered from Hobonichi before. This was my first year using Hobonichi. So for 2025, I really wanted to get the full experience, and I wanted to get whatever freebies I could get. Turns out I woke up and I was able to order everything. So I canceled my Amazon Japan order, and my price that I ended up paying was $245 after shipping and taxes, compared to the $220 that I would have spent if I kept with the Amazon order. So, but I didn't have everything I wanted, and I wouldn't have gotten the freebies, and the shipping was a lot more. Whereas with the Amazon order, I don't think I had to pay any shipping, but I figured it was worth it anyway. So, and then we went and got lunch at a local restaurant and did a little shopping around. I saw my ex's mom at one of the stores while I was with Phil. So that was kind of fun. She was very polite, very polite. I did a quick workout challenge with my son. I think I challenged him to do a workout with me. And then I gave him a little knitting lesson because he said, "Can you just teach me to knit real quick?" And he did knit some, and it was really awesome. Like my whole life dreams were coming true that day. It was a really good day. And then my partner had a gig the following week. So what I do in my weeklies is I will, before the week starts, randomly place some washi around. Some days I do it on the day. Some days I do it ahead of time. Some days I do it piecemeal. So for instance, the current week, well, it's not the current week yet. Next week looks like this. I'll show you what next week looks like. So this is my current week in December, and this is what I already have set up for next week. So I added some big stickers here and 2 like washi here, and I'm going to add a whole lot more throughout. We'll just see how it turns out. So I just kind of do it randomly. It's all a mood thing. I don't necessarily try to match things up, although there are spreads later on where I did, and it was fun to do. I have my fabric tape here. I love all stickers that have actual people in them. I don't know, I discovered I have an affinity for that. I love these vegetable stickers. This is a tomato. This is like a little coffee one. I got these from Temu. And these poppies were also from Temu. This was one of the first sticker packs I ever picked up at a CVS drugstore. I have like a little yarn ball here. Let's see, I got little tiny plant stickers all around. This is a doodle of my coffee mug. There's a yoga sticker. It's also like a meditate sticker. So I have me time right here, workout, stretch. But it looks like I crossed out stretch, and I must have done yoga, not really stretching. Clean the bathrooms. This Today I'm Going To sticker is pretty cool from a big sticker book I have. There's another yoga sticker there. More little tiny flowers, mustache washi at the bottom, a bird, fabric. My tracking that I have here, so exercise, fiber, protein, and reading. I wanted to try to get at least 25 grams of fiber and 65 grams of protein, although I should be getting a lot more of each of those. When I hit the mark, I exit out. When I go below, I write the amount I did get, so 18 and 59. I also track that at the top with the F and P up here. The stars don't signify anything. I just put stars around randomly, or I will put dots, stars, anything. I have my little TV doodle for the TV shows that I would watch before bed usually. It's my friend's birthday. Let's see, we had friends on the patio. We had a fire. Me and my loves played our hand drums by the fire, which is fun, and watch Antiques Roadshow. I practiced my lefty guitar, and then my son played his guitar. I knit with some TV. I loved my coffee. I did workout and yoga for a cool down, had a big lunch. I like this back to school banner. That's kind of fun and cute. Oh, it was back to school night. And we had sushi, made some spaghetti bolognese for dinner. And if I recall, it was really, really tasty. Talked to my sister. I had a lot of work to do, which is always a bummer. Let's see, I went to the soap store and a restaurant there. I helped my son pick a book for one of his first English projects. Planner time. Getting the recognition it deserves. Had some lunch at one of our local restaurants and brewery pubs, and then did a workout. Phil cleaned my car because he's awesome. And my son forgot his homework, so I met him and his dad in the parking lot of a bagel place. And then watched 2020. I like putting the washi down the borders right here. This is that really thin washi. I like doing that. That's pretty fun. Next week, you can see I did just basically black pen with all the stickers. So a much different kind of vibe here. I used thin washi to make a border around this section. Again, loving these people stickers. They're just so cute. And it looks like I'm starting to use some of my fall stickers. Let's see. These ones have like a little bit of glitter on them, so there's texture. And this is just marker with my pen. Boop, 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 boop. Like highlighting these. We went to Ohio for that weekend. I had been gluten-free for a while, about like a few weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks at my doctor's behest. And then this weekend we went to an Oktoberfest, so I had beer and pretzels and discovered that gluten is definitely bad, bad, bad. Or I should say anything containing wheat or perhaps yeast. And I think the yeast in beer might actually be the biggest issue. We had crab legs while we were there. A lot of work. I got a mammogram. I had lunch with coworkers and I said I'm a chatty McCathy, so I get a little self-conscious sometimes about that, which is hysterical to me because I'm like, why? Just why? Finished the Heaven and Earth grocery store, which was a really fun read. I listened to the audiobook, but I still consider it a read. And I only listen to the audiobooks in my car, so sometimes it takes me a while. And I was reading another book at this time because I'm always reading, like reading one in my hands and then listening to one, but I don't see a reference to what I was actually reading at the time. Velvet Cake Before Dinner, and this is when my son and I were in our Dexter binge, which is totally cool. Got new dinosaur stickers from Temu. And then I put that I'm looking at Kinbor planners. And I did end up getting a Kinbor Weeks, which I can post the comparison video here. I compare it to the Hobonichi Weeks. And I'm pretty thorough in my comparisons if you haven't seen them yet. I think it's a little bit due to my neuroticism, but it's also fun and matters to me. And I like knowing exactly what's different, especially when it comes to planners, because I use every detail and I try to use all the space. So, you know, that matters to me there. Terrible over the weekend visiting friends with my fiber. It's all that beer and pretzels. I'm telling you, I absolutely learned my lesson. And then for about a week or two after, I was really tired. And I think that was also due to the gluten. So, you know, if you're feeling some fatigue, maybe try giving it up for a while. It's really not that terrible. There are some really delicious gluten-free options if you are into a lot of bread and pasta foods. I find it kind of fun to explore other options. So, you know, that's all. So next, this was fun because I also stuck with a theme in this one, and you'll notice it's a very orange thing. I don't know why it switched. I just was like, I'm going to try it, you know? So I used a lot of my orange and yellow stickers as I went around. These were already here. This sticker and this sticker, because sometimes I flip ahead and I just put some stickers on. And it's too bad that they were already there, but that's okay. It still is really fun. It's not like, you know, I'm putting this in a museum or anything, you know, so whatever. And I like that I kept the black and orange as a theme in the text as well. So I just write everything here in black. And then here I have some thicker orange text outlined in black. I think it's pretty fun. Yeah, we had some hair appointments, practice guitar. I'm still working out. I had practice with my band. My greatest friend, she's just so fabulous, Sherry. She made us some zuppa toscana soup because Oshin, my son, absolutely loves it. I absolutely love it. I did 2 boxing workouts right there. I only got 5 hours of sleep. Oh, terrible, terrible. I sometimes just have a hard time going to sleep. And see, I'm reading Ghost Story by Peter Straub at this time, which was an effectively creepy book, especially if you're a writer. And actually, I got recommended that book. Like he called me personally and recommended this book. It was an interview with Stephen King. I did not interview him. That's, you know, only in my dreams. But he said that the scariest book he had ever read was Ghost Story by Peter Straub. And when I read it, I could absolutely understand that as a writer. And the premise is that the stories you tell out loud, you know, they can come true, and it's because you're telling them. And I think that's actually a great moniker, if you will, or mantra or affirmation, however you want to say it, is what you put out to the universe is what will come back to you. So think those positive thoughts, everybody, especially going into 2025. in any year in your life. Think those positive thoughts. Do it for all of us. We don't need any more of a messy world. My goodness. Anyways, I did a writing prompt. Yay for me. Good forest building. Oh, I use an app called Forest on my phone to help with productivity. And so you choose a plant and you set a timer. And if you don't look at your phone for the time that you spent, your plant grows in this little forest. And for all of the plants that you grow, the Forest app people will plant a tree or donate a tree or deliver a tree to somewhere that needs trees. And they're building a forest as well. And you can actually see what the effects are of their campaign when you're using the app. And then you also can see your own forest for like a whole year. Hopefully I can get a screenshot of what I did this year. It's not as much as I wanted, but I will put a screenshot here of what my year forest looks like for all of 2024 thus far. And of course I'll be posting it from December because it was only in September that I started using it again. I think I used it earlier in the year. Almost woke up late. Oh no, woke up late and we were almost late in getting kiddo to school. Coffee, focus on work, so much to do. I was dragging, and again, I think this is still effects from having gluten in my body. Tried out a really fun Imperial Pumpkin cider, because cider does not have gluten. Yay. A nice early to rise. I wrote a little bit. I looked at old selfies of me and my son with coffee, and that was pretty fun. Oh yeah, this is a Saturday. Excellent. Fixed my guitar battery pack. Oh, that was pain. That was a pain. My battery pack had fallen out, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to stick up there because, anyway, you don't need to know. Just trust me. It was a pain. Sticking around, talking to my sister. It was the first day of fall, and then watching more Dexter with my son. Dad's garage for lunch. Just amazing burgers. And then it looks like I filmed my unboxing for my Sterling ink, and that is where I inadvertently turned it into a comparison video with the Hobonichi Weeks, I believe. Yes, it was the Hobonichi Weeks, and that was pretty cool. I don't know how, like, I don't plan what the video is going to be. It just becomes what it is. We also watched a movie called Save Yourselves. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Now here we are using more, now that it is officially autumn, I used some autumn stickers, got that autumn feeling. I got leaves, I got coffee, pumpkins, acorns, and this is kind of leaning back toward what I was doing before I messed around with like just the black and the simple little looks. But it's still not quite the same. It's like a weird mashup now, which I think is so weird but fun. Over here, I did like appointment schedule things. I had never done this before, but I liked the idea of doing that. Exercise, fiber, protein. I'm listening to Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. That was a good book, and I'm still reading Ghost Story. Ghost Story was kind of rough to get through. Sometimes I just didn't want to be creeped out at night, and I typically will read paper books at night. Did a workout here, long phone call with my sister while making dinner. This is the day that my son, we got the results that he had the MEC, mucoepidermoid carcinoma, which was hard to process. And I was really upset that his dad was fine with starting that appointment without me there. The way the dentist office is, they have a locked door. And I ran upstairs and I told them, like, they're not letting me in the door. So I go back down and I had to wait. And meanwhile, I'm texting his dad, and they all know, they know I'm there. His dad knows I'm there, but he's not telling the doctor to just wait for me. And so I had to go in later when it was really frustrating for me. Anyway, I was there early even, but I guess they were there earlier and were taken inside. So anyway, that was frustrating, and it was a lot to process. And my son was kind of like, I didn't think it was really like what he was saying it was until he said that I won't need chemotherapy or radiation. So just so strange. And then my son just went home, and his dad was like, want to go take your permit test? And that didn't go well. It was just crazy stuff, you guys. So then it was the next day. Yeah, this is a day, I didn't get my son until the weekend, so I couldn't actually process with him or talk to him much about it. And but it seemed like it wasn't a big deal, and we would know more when they could schedule the surgery to remove it. I got headaches, which is not surprising. I don't typically deal with my stress head on. It usually just pockets itself somewhere in my body and comes out as pain. So I ended up with a headache, and I took some Excedrin, which has been working great for me, you know, because I get migraines too. So that was working pretty good. And I still was tired. I had to fix some emails at work. And I got my son on that Friday, so we went back into our Dexter stuff, had some dinner with friends, filmed the July flip through. And then I like that, you know, I'm starting to get up early, and my feet were getting worse. I was getting some really bad tingling in my feet. And we played the Sunflower Festival, and that festival had like 1,000+ people. So it's pretty cool to play with that many people around. And then we spent that night at our friend's cabin in the woods, and it was freaking awesome. We had such a blast. I would love to do it again. Saw a snake. It was raining. It was raining the whole time, but it was still so amazing, and they cooked great food. They are also forest foragers, especially mushroom hunting. So we got to have some of their chicken of the woods, mushrooms, just so great. And I was really kind of sad we had to leave. They also made us delicious egg sandwiches with glutino English muffins, which are amazing. And I had more coffee than usual, and we said, see you laters. Then we got home, and I read more before going to bed, listened to the gig that we did, and it sounded great. So I was really pleased. It's also our bandmate's birthday, and we got some Thai for dinner. It was really, really cool. We just had such a good time. So yeah. And actually, no, I did have my son these days. So he didn't come home with me that night, but I got him the next day. Oh, that's right. At this time, we were on a different schedule, so that's why. So, yeah. And now we are in the last day of the month here, and you can see my process is coming back a little bit to what it was. And this is when I got my Fudenosuke pen here. So the next spread I did a video about. You can watch that video if you'd like. I'll link it right here, but we're not going to go over it now because we have to stick to September. And like I said, I'm neurotic, so we're going to do it. But this is all of the last day of the month. Eat coffee and yogurt. Got my kiddo for his doctor's appointment. And then I got him Wendy's. I was tired. I got a migraine. I knew it was going to come. It comes from stress, and I already had that gluten before. And like I said, my pockets of stress just come out in these weird freaking ways, you know. Went to my son's football game, and he got tackled, and that was the first time I'd ever seen him get tackled, and it was a you know, gasping moment. So that was kind of crazy. And I love that my mom was coming with me to my son's games. So that is the fun part about him doing the sport, you know, is bringing my mom out and family out and us watching him do it together. Although the football just terrifies me. It just really does. And, you know, I'm protective of my dude, and that's just how it is. But he really loves it. He loves, well, he doesn't love that it takes away so much from his life and his productivity with school. He loves the social aspect. And that's how I was with athletics in high school. I really loved the social part of doing it. So these are my weeklies, and we will do October soon as well. I'm really kind of piling these things on quick. Now for the dailies. I had been trying a new thing where I'm doing the dailies as dailies with like real task lists, whereas before it was all creative art, writing prompts, etc. And I really enjoy doing that. But then I thought, let's try something a little bit different, you know. The first page is my catch-all for the month. What sort of things we did or I did that I just want to put in here. So as of September 1st, I had 627 subscribers. School was back in session. My son started 10th grade. We were already booking gigs for 2025 for my band. We played at Sunflower Festival, which was fun. We went to Ohio. I started some new daily layouts. In September, I did 16 workout sessions and burned over 4,000 calories. I went to kiddos back to school night. My job had a picnic. It was my friend's birthday, focusing more on personal career growth. My son's diagnosis, which is a bit scary. Sherry made us her delicious zuppa toscana. Hurricane Helene happened. Hurricane Milton was coming soon after, and it was my son's birthday. He turned 16 years old. I got him a guitar for his birthday and my first ever Hobonichi haul. And it's in August where I have a lot of September information, actually, including, you'll see in the August flip through, a picture of my son and I on a trip that we went to, but the guitar I got him for his birthday, and this is him when he was a little kid playing the guitar. That was pretty fun. So what I started doing here in the dailies is fascinating. I did some more important things at the top. So like I had my son, I'm going to do my nephew's hair, excuse me. Order, I want to order another notebook, another techo or something. Or no, this is the day. This is the ordering day. So excited. I actually high-fived my son. I got like so thrilled, and I sometimes just don't feel joy to its core. And I don't know what that's about. It's like a, always kind of like wait before I get excited type of thing. And I don't do it to be cool. I do it, I think, because I don't know. I don't understand why that is the way it is. I'll get excited about seeing people, and I'll get excited about like that sort of thing. But I don't know. It was just to be excited about something that happened. I have this weird reservedness that just only started coming out, and I don't understand it. I really don't understand it at all. And it seems to be a more recent development. Like, I think it's associated with the brain fog I'm working through with my doctor, but it's freaking weird, and I don't love it. But when I got this excited about ordering notebooks, I was like, okay, it's still in there. It's still in there, getting excited. On the left, I started tracking things by mouth, all the supplements I had to take as ordered by my doctor. Mind and body, like working out, reading, meditating, connection with somebody I love, like reaching out to somebody, paper and journaling, and spending. I have a no spend goal, but of course from here until Christmas, I spent too much. So 2025, it's going to be a lot easier. I have no desire to contribute my money to our economy in 2025. So I'm not going to. And it really helps, to have motivating factors. I am not a fan of oligarchies. So I'm just going to put that out there. And that's all. And I had what a great day hanging out with my dude, made cinnamon toast crunch treats. So yeah, pad thai, watched Dexter. And it's kind of neat that I could put more details about my day in the daily part when I do this. Worked on Vasa's sweater. This really, I don't know why it's taking me so long to do this. Well, I do, because I do too much other shit. And I just need to sit down and slow down. I have a great book that I got. Let me show it to you. And this helps, because if I just keep this out, a book that takes its time, and it's great. It's got like flip out things in it. It's from a company that makes a magazine called Flow for people who love paper, and they just give you suggestions on how to use some of these things. It has like a little journal booklet in here. Here's a 30-day notebook, and the whole premise of this book is to help you learn to live a little slower. This has postcards and note cards in them, poetry pictures. I just love it. I love it so much. I got this copy off of Thrift Books. Really, really great. And I need to, when I sit to knit, enjoy the time for knitting and don't think about all the other things I need to be doing. So anyway, I need to do that. And I tried to keep this up, and it progresses. It evolves over time. I was tracking the weather. This is a Post-it, like a sticker that I got off Temu. It's not a Post-it, it's a sticker off Temu. There's like different clouds and different colors, because I'm trying to figure out if the weather affects my pain, like my migraines and headaches. But I think what I have discovered in the end is really it's my stress, and not really dealing with my stress head on or anxiety. And learning about my son was stress and anxiety, and I didn't really deal with it, in any real way. I just was like, okay, well, the doctor says it's fine, so it's totally fine. But my whole body is going like, but it's not fine. It's really not fine. The doctor says it's fine because the doctor is not my son's mother. That's why the oral surgeon said it's fine, but it was not to me, and I knew I was not going to feel better until it was confirmed that there was no more cancer in the body of my child. So So yeah, that's how I deal with it now. So I enjoy the day off before I have to pick up my dude, because I guess I took the day off on Monday. Oh, maybe it was Labor Day. I think that's why. Edit video, etc. And so having like a little short list of things that I should really try to focus on. And then just my trackers over here. I also had a wish list of things I want to get. Squatty potties are amazing. You should get them. Just saying. Let's see. And then I would have like a body check-in, you know, bloated because I ate way too much, straining neck aches, mild head pains in the early afternoon. Again, I sometimes just get paranoid as well that there's something deeply troubling and wrong with me. So if I write down every single thing I feel in my body, somebody someday will be like, aha, this is what happens. When I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia at the beginning of the year, I looked a little bit more into some of the pain stimuli that is associated with that. And I was like, maybe I just am extra acutely sensitive to feelings in my body, that people actually experience this a lot, but they don't have that extra, I don't know, the extra sensitive neurons or nerves that will feel that pain stimuli. And it turns out that people with fibromyalgia actually do feel pain a bit more acutely than others. So I'm like, okay, that made me feel like I'm normal, you know, like these aches and pains are normal. It's just that my nerves are acutely sensitive. And that makes me feel a little bit better, that I'm not dying, that there isn't something terribly wrong. It's just that I feel a lot more in my body, which is fascinating. And I don't know why they don't really highlight that more. A lot of people out in the world are still holding on to that stereotype or stigma that fibro is something that they say you have when they don't know anything else. And in some cases, that is absolutely true. There are just some lazy doctors out there that just really think that you don't feel the things that you feel. And that's shitty and rotten and awful. To which I say, if you can, get a new doctor. And if you can, even better, go to a doctor that treats you systemically. They don't just give you medicine to cover up your symptoms. They try to find ways to make things better. And the doctor I'm seeing now absolutely does that. Anyway, on my high horse today, I apologize. I mean, I half apologize. If you find it helpful, then I take back my apology. If you don't, then we will carry on momentarily. And keeping the tracking up. I like the separation. I started going with, I don't know if I continue right away, but I like having one of the female figures, one of the people stickers taking root in all of the pages. And I really enjoyed doing this, honestly. It was like just real easy, very quick journaling, headaches sucked, body check-in when I would take like a neurocom. I liked the wish list. I thought if I kept a wish list, it would keep me from spending money, because then I could just write it down. And then if I still wanted it later, you know, maybe someday I would. This is when I was ready to buy an Aura Estelle for work, and then it was currently sold out, so I never did. And I said, I'm really excited about this, but I wasn't able to get it, and to this day, I still don't have it. I like the pink. It was also fun just playing around with different handwriting and different layouts, although they're very much the same. Apparently, I hurt my butt muscle on this day. And I'm using more washi here on the sides, and you'll see it evolve. It starts evolving into other styles. Where are these washi tapes? This looks like it was a little washi sticker that I cut up and moved around. Oh, this must have been from one of the autumn booklets, because I don't have a roll of tape like that. But I love this. I love this person here. It's very cool. They look very cool. And just more like playing around, and it was fun to do a different version each day. So this is when I got my mammogram. This is like the little thing they put around little marks that I had on my boobies, you know, because we're older now, and now we have new marks on our bodies. And I'm like, ooh, what's that? Oh, okay, I guess that's okay. I guess that's normal. Nobody ever talks about it. I'm talking about it to you now. When you get older, you will grow things on your body. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. I don't know how to fix it. Perhaps if you can afford a dermatologist, they can remove them. I cannot, but it is what it is. So that kind of blows. I mean, it doesn't have to blow, does it? If we just accept that that's what happens, then that's what happens. So let's just embrace that. We saw Christmas with the Cranks, and I have to tell you, I so appreciate. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm not Juliette Lewis. Oh my goodness gracious, not Sigourney Weaver. Oh, she's one of my favorites from Halloween, Christmas with the Cranks, The Fish Called Wanda, Everywhere and Everything All at Once. Why in the world is her name escaping me? It's because I just like disparaged myself about things growing on my body, and it's a Godsmack. I love her. Okay, Jamie Lee Curtis. God, thank you, brain. Thank you, brain. Jamie Lee Curtis. I love her. And in Christmas with the Cranks, there's a scene where she puts on this little bikini. And what I adore about it is she just has a normal body. She has a normal body. And it's the same in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That the stomach she has in that body when she's sitting in her tank top and everything, that is her body. She's not wearing any kind of fat suit or anything. She's just like, no, we're just going to keep it how it is. I'm not putting Spanx on. Like, this is my body. I'm going to sit as comfortably as I can. And how freeing and wonderful and amazing if we could all do that, because our bodies are what they are. Why we try to distort them because other people are looking is beyond me. But if we could collectively just accept that these are our bodies, they will become the norm and they will become what is expected. And we should embrace that. Because even if you look hot as shit and you have a flat stomach and no fat at all, there may still be a part of your brain that is worrying about it. Don't worry about your body. I mean, worry about it in terms of your health. You want to be healthy, but I'm giving you permission to just let it all out. Sit with your legs spread, unbutton your pants, take off your bra. My God, how annoying are bras. And just, enjoy. Some bras are okay. Some bras can be comfortable and cool and you don't feel it. I like those. I'm a big fan of the True Love bras, or Lovely bras even. They're just really comfortable. Wear them, but don't wear them if you don't want to. That's all. Today is my day of giving everybody permission to just be who you are. Just be. Just take up the space on the planet that you have been rightly given. Use all of it. Use all of the space around you. That's all. Okay. We're getting past the boobies. So it's my son's 16th birthday on this day, so I used my dude sticker because he's my dude, and blue. And I found a note that it says, "Big poop head, Mom." I found this from January 2015. He was 6 years old. Isn't that adorable? I thought it was pretty funny. He doesn't know why he wrote it. I don't know why he wrote it. I think maybe he was mad at me, or maybe he just was like playing around with me. But I like that he crossed out the third O in poop. It was pretty fun. So this was really cool to do. This is one of the stickers I got in my Hobonichi haul, and it's the only time I have used one. And I don't know if I can write on it. I haven't experimented yet. And there are so few. So I got my sterling ink delivery today. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Just playing around with various spreads. I love this sticker book. Again, this is one from Temu, and they're washi stickers. I love them. There are plants stickers, plants, coffee cups, etc. I started using these really thin washi that I also got from Temu, and this glittery stuff was also from Temu. So now I'm getting a little bit more into a particular pattern. I really liked doing this. It was really fun to have each day set up as its own. If I'll do this in the Cousin, I am not sure. I have an everyday carry. I'm using my sterling ink as an everyday carry. I'm using a paper Tess as a health planner. And I'm using my Hobonichi Weeks for like inspiration, thoughts, quotes, things that are motivating my soul and purpose, So I'm excited about those. Yeah, I think these just look so fun. Don't they just look so fun? I need to get more people stickers. Just really fun. Worrying means you suffer twice, and this is a direct correlation to my son's diagnosis and my battery being drained. And all of this, I just thought, I'm not my son. Like, I was really concerned that he wasn't talking about it and not saying anything, but I didn't want to force that either, because if he wasn't worried about it and he did truly feel safe and okay, I didn't want to put my grown-up mom version of worrying about it on him and change his thinking to be, well, maybe I should worry about it. Because if he's not worrying about it, there's no harm. He doesn't have to worry about it, It's his body to decide if he's going to stress about it or not. and he wasn't going to. So there wasn't anything he could do about it either. I love this page. I like this glittery raincoat sticker, and I love fall. This is from a fall sticker pack from Michael's, the craft store. This is when we did camping that night, and we played, oh, this is so great. We played a writing game, and our friend Dan was kind of like, what are we doing? This is called Exquisite Corpse, and I actually wrote a poem also about, I think he was telling a big story or something, and I wrote a poem, and it's really fun. But Exquisite Corpse, you fold a piece of paper and you write a statement on it, and you can do various versions. So you can use if-then statements. You could use I remember, I don't remember statements. You could just write a sentence, and then the next line you would fold over what you wrote, and you would write a word here, and then the next person has to use that word to form another sentence or a phrase, like and then he, and you keep going down the line with however many people you want, but you fold and hide what you had written so that the next person can't see it, until eventually you read this story that is bonkers. So I used snippets of the conversation to write a poem, and it's pretty fun. It says, Dan sits there fulfilled. He filled his bucket. What does it say? Maybe I can't read it. He filled his bucket hot, the wife he wanted, the daughter he wanted, the grandbaby to get her what she wants. Is there anything so greater than what you already had? The stenographer in the courtroom clears her throat. Love you experience. Does control of it matter? Be fucking. Somebody must have said that while we were talking. Something viable comes around the network. Find contentment. Are you content with yourself? Verify your experiences. I don't think about bucket lists. What is it but a vat of empty space that demands filling? Don't fill it. We are full enough. I think that we had talked about bucket lists, and clearly a poem came out of it. And then this is our Exquisite Corpse, which was really, really fun. And then it looks like we showed how we sign our names or something on here too. We all signed it. So if you ever see it on eBay, you should bid on it. September 29th, September 30th. And this was the ticket to my son's football game. And it looks like I had a migraine that day. And yeah, I was at the football game with my mom, and I got a migraine. Love these stickers. Aren't they just so fun? So I try to do that. So this is my October catch-all. And we will get to October shortly, I promise. So let's see what we have at the end of my planner. At the very end, I use the first page as my financial planner. So I plan out what bills I have to pay, and I do it for the whole year in advance because I have a good idea of what my bills are for the whole year, like utilities, mortgage, like all that stuff. Then I check it off when I've paid it. I cross it out entirely when it comes out of my account, and it gives me a really good indicator of how to balance what time of the month I pay each bill so that I always have enough in my account. I used to be a person who paid everything when it was due, and then some paychecks I had absolutely nothing left to show for it. So now I split them up properly, and I do want to do a budgeting video for people to kind of help anybody who had struggled like I had struggled financially, to make it work and to pay down debt and to really feel like you are getting some of the money that you worked hard to have. So I hope that I can do that shortly, hopefully over the winter break, even though I'm not taking many days off, but we'll see what happens. These are ideas that I had for different journals and books and videos that I wanted to do. This is pen practice. Some of this is not any different than last time. This is where I keep all the media I have consumed. By the way, if you have a cousin like this and it gets like tilted at the end and you feel like you can't write on it, here's one of the beauties of using a cousin. Just pick a good spot and flip it back on itself. You're welcome. So now you can just write on it. I think I heard some of you gasp. Anyways, this is all the media that I had consumed over the year. TV, books, audiobooks, and movies. And when I put TV, I only put if I had finished the entire series of that show. And then here I have ho, 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 because I got into a big Christmas thing, like the stress of I'm just going to say it, the election and everything that has happened since, and the people in my life who are affected. I needed to zone out with some 2-hour Hallmark Christmas movies. So I have been doing that while walking on my walking pad, and it's a treat. Everybody is happy at the end. It always ends with kissing, and it is always optimistic, and I will spread that optimism out into the universe. An interview with myself. This would be interesting to fill out toward the end of the year and actually see what comes out of it. I don't know. Movies that we want to see and that we already watched that were on our actual list. This will probably transfer over, although we have not been referencing it. And I'm not keeping up with this for the last bit here, and I really have to come in and catch up because I like the idea of actually finishing it. But this is all my workouts for the year, which is crazy because like this, it does not look like a lot, but it has felt like a lot. I've been mostly consistent with working out this year, and I'm quite happy about that. There were very few gaps where I missed more than 4 days. I'm pleased with myself about that, so yay. Gift list, don't tell anybody when I want to get them. Costume idea for being an invisible person. And then the last page where I did more like pen test stuff, a gouache swatch, and just random Post-its that I never use and forget belong here. And a sticker that I should really put somewhere. How about playing into the crazy conspiracy theory where we all love each other and life gets better? Keep that out and put it somewhere motivating. And that's it. I did not take a sip of my coffee. I hope that you did. I hope that you enjoyed the flip through. I can't wait to do one in October and November. And then I'm still going to do one separate for December. And probably before all of that, I will do my full year flip through. So it's possible that those other months will get 0 views, but that's okay. Someone in the future might really just be like, I'm going to watch this whole playlist of 2024 flip throughs, which I should actually create that playlist. So thank you for inspiring me. It was great chatting with you guys this morning. I am excited to get this out to you. I hope you enjoy the flip throughs. And I enjoy doing them. I enjoy chatting about them. I think I want to do a live flip through. And maybe when I do my big year flip through, that can be a live where you would just see my book. But I think if I'm right, I put a laptop up in front of me that shows, comments, and I can respond to them as we go through them. I think that could be a really cool thing to do. If you see this before any of that stuff happens, leave a comment to let me know if you would be interested in that sort of thing. I believe that I can also schedule it so that you would know ahead of time when I'd be doing it. Unfortunately, it might be in the morning, but I'm unsure. If I could do it like in the middle of an afternoon, that could be great, because I know not everybody wants to get up in the morning. I don't want to get up in the morning, but I have to. So we'll see how it's going to work out. Anyway, thank you again so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You are gorgeous human beings. Continue to be gorgeous and smile to yourself and know that you are worthy and you are valued, and I care about you all. Peace out, home skillets.